Hello everybody, welcome to my latest video. This is Signal on LodgeFarm. It's a very windy day. This is at the end of the match when I took this video where it wasn't as windy, but trust me, it is blowing an absolute gale. Fishing is going to be tough. So the first part of the match, I'm definitely going to start jigging. I know it's going to get much windier later, and I need to make sure I've got the best method on to get out as many F1s as I can. So number 8 starts just above the uplink. Really simple method of fishing. Let's see how many I can get out before the wind really kicks in. So I'm feeding 4mm pellets. I always get the squirting ones. They do go a lot slower through the water. A lot of them will float on the surface for a few seconds before they start sinking. And I think that really encourages the fish to get up and compete. And you can see there's definitely a breeze here. It is much windier further down the pond, so I am quite lucky that I've gotten a peg where I can get away with jigging. There is parts throughout the match where it did get much stronger, but I still managed to get through it. So that is a brilliant start. That's a really good size F1. They do average about £2 in here, but I have had them much bigger. And that's why I knew I really needed to just get out as many as I could before the wind got too strong. So straight away, jigging. I mean, you've seen it on my last few videos, and they're absolutely having it. So I know I've definitely got the right method. I am gutted that it is going to get windier later, and I'm not going to be able to do it throughout the whole match, because I think that would give me a real good chance to massively pull away. But matches are like that sometimes. The weather will change. You have to adapt and try and be as good in as many, with as many different methods as you can. This is just one of the many skills that you can have in the repertoire. But that was a big word, weren't it? But yeah, definitely going for it with this first of all. I think I'm fishing about 3.5 feet deep on this one. It might even be 4 feet. I do have a longer jigger as well, which is about 5.5 feet. I've been catching really well on that one, especially in the last couple of weeks. There's nothing special to this. I'm just using a 4mm on the band and feeding 4mm, and that is it. To me, the art of it is accuracy, obviously, because a jigger is very direct. With a slapper, it's different. You're covering quite a lot of water as it's dropping through. With a jigger, it is all in line. So you need to be as accurate as ever with that feed. Now, what I did do as well in this match, I did do a lot of tapping on the water, because there were times where I couldn't feed because the wind was that strong. Tapping on the water got me bites when I couldn't feed. So that's another thing I would recommend to do. I did try and get it in the video, but you couldn't really see it because as I'm tapping, my head is tilting down a little bit to help me do the tapping, and you couldn't really get it in. But if you do know what it is, that's what I'm referring to. So it's basically when you're tapping the tip of your top kit on the water quite viciously, it makes some splashing sound, and you'll be amazed at how much that attracts fish and gets you a bite. But I only did that really at times when I couldn't feed with the catapult. The times that I could, I preferred to feed with the catapult. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. It really does make a big difference to all my videos and my channel. Also, if you've not subscribed already, why not? It's completely free, and I don't want you to miss any of my future videos. So hit the subscribe button. Thank you. You up, mate? Yeah, it's a good one. Then what we want, pal. Yeah, definitely what we want. Bring all your friends. So that is an absolute banger, and that is the advantage I've got on this method over the other anglers that are unable to do it due to it's just too windy in their pegs. So if ever you've got an opportunity to use such a destructive method like this, take the chance while you can. Even if it's only for an hour of your match, you'll be amazed at just how much weight you can put in your nets. So what has happened there is I've slapped the jigger a few times, lowered it in and tapped on the water, and just as I've gone to grab my catapult, fish on already. Without even feeding anything, the fish has took it. That is how good the tapping can be. You could hear the wind, it is absolutely howling it down. So the problem with the catapult obviously is when it's blowing that hard, the accuracy is very difficult with it. The last thing you want to be doing is pushing your fish all over your swim. So I'm trying to pick and choose the times when I can catapult the feed to remain as accurate as possible. And tapping, which I just did there, was a really good way of catching fish in those times when I couldn't feed. So you will notice with this jigging, I'm catching mainly when my pole is pretty much touching the water. So the very deepest part of this jigger is where they're taking it. I think because that air, that wind that's coming down is quite cold, it's definitely pushed them deeper as opposed to more shallow. So I do have a shallow rig which is about a foot deep, but didn't really get to use it in this match. They didn't want to come that high up. I was catching really between the 5.5 feet and the 3.5 feet range. And you will pick that up when you're jigging, where you start to catch them and you know really to just go straight to that part of the you know, your line or your tip. You start getting a mental image of where they are. I mean, some people put a bead on the line or a shot and they can move it up and down to get to that level. I've never really done that because personally I think fish do move up and down quite a lot. So I think to think they're just in one particular inch of water is a bit naive. I think, you know, even in edges, they're not glued to the floor. They will be up and down in the columns. So I think just moving up and down and just knowing that they're within that range is enough for me. Whether that changes in the future and I adapt to the bead or the shot, I don't know. But for now, I'm quite happy just going through the range of the line that I've selected. So the elastic I've selected today is a 12 to 14 map hybrid. I normally use the 10 to 12, but I decided to up it a little bit. There is a lot of carp in here and they do fight particularly hard in here. So I knew because I only had a short window of time that I would be able to jig, I needed to be in and out as quick as I could. So this is why I've gone for this. I may bump a few throughout the match, but I think the risk reward is much better with this higher elastic in this occasion. I just had a cheeky look at Dave to my right, turn back round, fish on. Brilliant method this is. You can even be distracted and still catch a fish. So it is a bolt rig, as we all know. I have discussed that in my other videos. And I didn't think I would like it, but it turns out I really love this method. It's actually kept me away from slapping. Slapping is my true love, my first love, obviously. And it's always going to be in the locker. There will be times where that is better than this. And I still personally think for catching carp, slapping is definitely better than jigging. But for catching F1s, there is no doubt at all, that jigging and overshot floating is the best and most effective ways to do it. And if you want to compete truly, you've got to have it in the locker. So you've just seen me there. I'm just tapping the water now with the tip and wait for it, fish on. That easy. So a bit too breezy to be cattying out, chose that method, fish on.
Hey Dave, I've got a tench. I have never caught a tench here. And never mind, in fact I've never caught a tench shallow. I've had a tench shallow. I've never even had a tench at LodgeFarm, never mind shallow. Wow. That is a rarity. Hello. It's a LodgeFarm tench.
Okay, so it's time to go down the margin. I need something that's going to handle all this wind. I need it to stay still. And I need it to be visual. Nothing better than a LodgeFarm Special 0.8. It's going to take about 10 or 11 8 shots. So it's going to have no problem staying still. Nice thick tip. So I'm not going to struggle with anything visual in this low light. So I'm going to use white maggots. 6 to 8 white maggots, 0.20 main line, 0.20 hook link with a number 12 hook, and that will be MWG. There's no messing about. I'm not getting anything straightened. If something breaks me, good luck to it. But this is a perfect setup. Whatever I hook, I'm looking to get out. So every fish, I put a big cup of bait in, 4mm pellets. I'm putting them in as close to that post as I can, because that's where I'm going to be fishing. I'm going to make it difficult for the fish to get behind the float and foul up. This is the 20 map hybrid elastic in a map short kit. So it's not going to stretch too far. It's going to put power on when I need it to. And it does the job. It's on my margin pole as well, so I'm not going to be breaking anything, touch wood. And it's going to help me get these big fish out as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, mate. Not bad for a one-trick pony.
Straight away you can see the difference in the size of the fish. This is a much better quality fish, and if I want to compete in this match, this is definitely what I need now in the second half of the match, now that the weather has just got too windy.
Look fish, behave descent. Behave descent, this gets a lot bloody easier, lad. Thank you.
So I just lifted the line up and slowly dropped it back in front of that post where my bait is, and literally within a second or two, fish on. Accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. Beauty. What a stunning looking fish. It's always the ginger ones that want to rip your arm off. So the reason I'm fishing long and to the post is not because I like to fish long down the margin. It's because I know how bad these fish are for foul looking here. If they can get behind the float, they absolutely will. They're amazing at it. It's like something that they studied to do at university. I don't know how they know how to do it, but they just do. So basically, if I fish at that post, the post is in the way. They can't get behind it because there's a post there, a metal one. So my presentation is perfect. If I deviate away from that post, I'm risking foul looking. They can get round it. But while it's next to that post and they've got their heads down feeding around that post, my bait is always going to be presented perfectly. So there's no reason that they should be foul looking around it. Now some of you will be looking thinking, well, that pole is not in line with that post, and that is true. The float is. I've got a really long lash on. Because it's so windy, if I had a short lash on, that float would be going all over the shore. Presentation equals 0. Catching no fish. But if I have a really long lash, I can keep the float in one place. It don't matter if the wind blows my fishing pole. It's not moving the float. And that's why my presentation is perfect. playing a fish and another fish tries to jump out, classic signal. The only time I've ever had a fish jump out my keep net has been on this pond. I don't know how they're so good at it, but they really are.
Got mate?
Smelly maggot?
Yep. Smelly mags. Smelly mags. Oh. Sorry, buddy.
So the wind is really starting to turn up now, so what I'm doing is just pushing the tip of my pole onto that pole so you can see a slight bend in the pole. So it's not forcing my line forward, it's just keeping the pole there, and that's keeping even more control and keeping that presentation as perfect as I can.
Had him in wing. Good fish in the wing.
So I've really got this ticking now. Feeding a big cup of 4 mils in between every fish is definitely rewarding me. Now you can do the cad cup if you want to do that and feed for one fish, and some anglers can really make that work. To me, I've found you have to wait a really long time unless you are absolutely on the fish, like in the epicenter. Then you have to feed. They hide under the platforms. We see it when we're throwing feeders across at the other side. They'll come out if you get really close, so they hide under the platforms. You've got to encourage them to come out and get their head down, and they can't resist a big load of bait that you've just put in. And this is helping me get really quick bites, and it's helping me generate a decent weight and try and compete with the other anglers on the pond.
Good fish. You know what we want. Now what we're after. Seven. Alright.
So not only am I fighting against the fish that's trying its hardest to get around the platform leg and the reeds and the keep nets and everything else, I'm also fighting against this wind that's just forcing me towards it all. An absolutely awful weather day, but the fish don't care. They're wet all the time. They don't care if it's blowing a gale, that just affects you. So you need to get that out of your head and think, how can I present bait as well as I can to encourage a bite? Because if your presentation is not right, you're not going to catch fish, or definitely not enough to compete. The anglers that catch really well in bad weather are the ones that have figured out how to present it the best at that time. So if you do find that you struggle in windy weather or whatever, you need to consider what tactical changes you need to make to really improve your presentation, because that is all it is. The fish are going to feed. They don't care what the weather is like. You need to get your presentation right.
Where have you been hiding? Behave your son. What a fish. You're the biggest fish I've ever met. Hope your girlfriend cheats on you.
Okay, that was a little mean of me. I'm sure the carp has got a very loyal girlfriend. I'm sure.
I'll load it for you.
$49.12.
It just goes. It's perfect.
3 techniques is like 3 separate fishes.
That's how you do it, mate. That's how you make it work. If it had been a steady day, mate, I'd have done £180. It was solid drift ones last week, shot. Good uns and all, 3-pounders. There you go.
Since I left you, we're robbing.
Yeah.
3 fish, and we're walking past him.
Yeah.
Like then, we've just gone back up, we had 2 more. Late on, so he's caught late on.
Nikolai!
Error, 55.
Oh no!
55.
I think so, because he...
We use it. Yeah.
2 of my rings snapped on my mate.
Really?
Plastic.
All mine's about had it now, I'm going to have to get some going. Usually they'll get me a fly and I'm throwing it now.
You only get like metal rings on outside of it.
55, Nikolai.
I clicked 48 on that.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah,
55.
yeah, that'll do it. We do them to 40 and nearly go over. You'll get away with that one. Good try, good try.
We were hoping to get 55 for that.
Hey Nikolai, I had a tench jigging
In here?
in here.
Out of 10.
I've never seen a tench on this complex and I've had one jigging.
That's 38, that one. We don't know where he's lifted it.
49.11.
Well, not bad then.
159.11.
Well done.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think it's your
We'll
fault.
have it on TV tonight.
Ian's fault.
Yeah.
Bit toddler.
We'll have it on TV tonight. Yeah, it'll be on.
I'll make sure it's not, don't worry, I'll have bloody RSPCA after me. 18 old fish.
Scales have gone up now.
Hang on, hang on.
They're not going to want zeroing now, they're switched off.
Has it took for bag then, or?
Yeah, it's usually sacked with bag.
Okay.
there, Toddler. In that gap there, look. I'll hold the hand up. That's it, look. 21.8. No.
No, it's like keep
In a
that to
blank.
yourself. No, it's like keep that to yourself. On what I said, won't give any clues away, look.
What's the weight? 110, 150 some at a minute.
43.2.
Net violate on all three.
117.12.
How many?
117.12.
Goes on the door.
Seen some good weights. He went over on 2 nets, that kid in number 2. Still had 159 pounds.
I don't like older man close enough. 55.
Wow. Big one.
51.13.
159.7.
Ooh. Ooh. No, it's just under.
Second a minute, 3 ounce off.
159.7.
Yeah.
Oh.
This has probably been best leg performance at year. This. Some right weights. Some unbelievable weights.
47.2.
Going back.
Very good.
I'm building a house over there.
All right. Yeah.
Back to the country.
19.10.
But to win my section.
Here's a rod end.
Oh no!
74.10.
Last on.
Okay.
Yeah, you won me one from Saturday, no? Sunday. And you sped off in a
Oh, we have nuggets on Sundays now, do we?
51.12.
You can't beat him. So you have to be giving him a nugget.
Yeah, man, I've done. I hope there's something wrong. Paid more than I didn't nugget.
47.3.
I'm down a point.
98.5.
Well, you every time you look round and go.
Yep, he had. Tommy's always on a flyer.
Even when they're not flying.
Net violation.
Got a lot of birds as well.
Yeah, I have that.
Maggots in it, been. Yeah.
46.2.
Yeah. Wow. I've just fished out. Yeah, he's looking at it.
Do it, Tommy.
Yeah.
It's up to 45 and up.
54.5.
54. That was close.
It went error then bounced back.
Oh, okay. We'll let him off
See
then.
me get one short.
Prepped his margin, then went out of rod.
Oh, perch in there.
You left it corn, they were on corn then. And double corn.
47.12.
Well done, teacher. Yeah.
Wilco.
Only one, I brought four.
You owes him £1 per pound of fish.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. Pound a pound.
What you didn't know is he only put one fish.
I used it.
Beers on Tommy.
47.6.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's the right piece as well.
Right now, wait.
I know, he's talking rubbish.
I've got 3 nets
The other
in.
week he said he got 120 went off.
I've got 3 nets in.
28.4.
Well done, Sea Dog. Yeah, 28 quid.
223.30.
Well done, pal. Well done, Tommy. Well done, Thomas. It's big and all, aren't it?
Yeah. I was getting some good carp on it and all.
They build a good weight, don't they? 48.1.
48.1. Put him on Paul.
Keep his pegs, aren't they?
You went down there late on.
How much did you think were in that first in? About 59.
£50.5.
It is. There's nothing there.
Gavin. Jump out.
I wouldn't be surprised if I had some jump out while I've been down here.
Yeah, mine jumped down, didn't
Yeah.
Hold on. Hang on.
Make sure it's not bust first.
It's not.
51.7. Which you will do. Oh, you have to come second now in our section, won't you? Nice.
Yeah, right then, I'll take.
You get second now in our section.
It was going straight round. But if you didn't go near reeds, it won't go round.
You're going to get first.
No, I'm nowhere near it, Dave.
49.1.
49.1. He'll get second.
198.40.
Yay!
And 98.14.
Yeah, that gets him second place. That gets me my sexy on it. Yeah, Robin could have done me. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
That perch, get that perch in. Wide down there, it's windy, it's where you're going.
I wonder where fishing be.
Yeah. The other side, aren't they? The other side.
Yeah. It's fish right well though, isn't it? So many tons. This has probably been the best lake performance I've seen all year. No, I'm not on it. No.
6 winning on Saturday.
Well done, Wobbin. Said 89. Yeah.
6.8.
Well done, mate.
Been having to tighten down. 85.12. My bike.
Stand there, been watching.
Wow. Mate, Dave's super strong. He used to do our weighing and we had a tripod and hold him with one arm. You don't need to worry about Dave.
41.4.
Another hour, Dave, and I think you would have beat me. Your margin were absolutely solid.
Big fish out there.
I think 6 or 8 fish. 38.12.
£80 dead.
Well done,
mate.
Dave.
Oh, they've been cheating. That one.
This is little one.
That's the little one.
That's the little one. That's alright. I do them to 40. I do them to 40.
£54 over. I'll go 50, 48.
149, 13.
Wow, no point me even picking these two up. Yeah. You might be in this one, Tench, actually. Yeah, he is.
How big one, Ted?
About 2 pounds. Here, look. He's here, look.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, I've just got to touch him, look.
I can't believe that, Jigging.
I know.
Bottom feeders, that, aren't they?
47.3.
Hey.
Oh dear.
Net violation.
Envy.
You're not far off.
Still one in it.
Is there? No, it's
Don't
water.
rely on any of these.
It's water.
Away.
52.2.
Hey.
You jolly weren't on it now.
149.2.
Is that it? Not bad for 110.
We're bad for 120.
Lot better, isn't it now?
It's been like this all day up here.
Bend it on, Frank.
I can't believe I've had 140 odd now.
You've done this before, Robson, have
What were in that first net? Were they all jiggers? £49 that first net.
That would be 2 hours,
Yeah, it were, yeah, 2 hour. Hour and a half that day.
5.13.
I've got much in this one. Perfect.
48.7.
That's fished insanely well.
Yeah,
You try and go up to them, but come in about that deep. 15.3.
15.3, Nick.
He just cut them off.
Yeah, and then 1097.
Humongous well done to T-Dog. Finally, I get to see him win another match. And he has done it in some style. £223 and 13 ounces. Absolutely destroyed it. He fished down the edge with a cad cup of micros and get corn and double corn on the hook. Absolute epicenter. You can see that with the other peg next to him in the middle. Peg 14, £198. So there's been over £400 of fish in that area. You will see that a lot when you look at sections after a match where areas have been bowled up. But you got to catch him. Well done, Tom. A huge well done. As for me, I've got 5th overall. I'm really happy with that weight from that section. That is definitely the best weight I've had from that end. More importantly, I got a nugget off Robson. Yay! But big well done to everybody that took part in the match. Big weights all round. And probably a couple of BBs out there as well. Well done, everyone. As always, a big thank you to my international fans. The Netherlands have smashed it out of the park again, just like they do pretty much every video. Big thank you to the ladies as well, 6.8%. I think that's probably the highest that I've seen. So thank you so much, that really does mean a lot. If you would like to use any of the floats that you see in any of my videos, go on to Facebook, like this page, I'll approve it. We post daily. Floats can start from £1.35 upwards, so you can grab yourself a real bargain. And that is it for another video. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making it. So happy for T-Dog as well. There will be another video coming out soon as well. I've already recorded that. I just need to do the editing. So keep your eyes out for that. And again, if you've not liked, give it a like already. And if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, tight lines and see thee.
Up the T-Nooks.